Hello everyone, welcome to my horror story channel. I'm your storyteller, and tonight's story is going to give you chills. So like the video, hit subscribe, and grab your earbuds for the full experience. Ready? Let's begin. Walmart stores are everywhere in America. Whether it's a small rural town or a bustling city, you can bet there's a Walmart nearby. And while most people go there for groceries, electronics, and cheap household stuff, those who work the night shifts will tell you strange things happen after hours. This story takes place at a Walmart in a small town called Harriston, somewhere off Route 76. Nothing about this town stands out. It's quiet, filled with old houses, a diner that everyone knows by name, a couple of gas stations, and of course, a 24-hour Walmart that locals rely on. Most people in town would tell you the Walmart is just another big box store. But ask the employees who work the graveyard shift, and they'll mention aisle 19. Some speak about it in hushed voices. Others act like it's just a dumb story meant to scare new hires. But one thing's for sure, nobody likes to be alone in that aisle after 2 a.m. This is the story of Eddie Langley, a 22-year-old trying to make ends meet who learned the truth about aisle 19 the hard way. It wasn't great. The pay was low, the hours were terrible, and the fluorescent lights gave him headaches. But it was a job, and for Eddie, that was good enough for now. The night shift crew was a mix of strange characters. Rodney, a grumpy old man who'd been working there for almost 20 years. Lisa, a single mom trying to save up to move out of her parents' house. And Troy, a college dropout who mostly kept to himself, always with his earbuds in. They showed Eddie the ropes. How to stock the shelves, where to clock in, what snacks you could get away with eating in the back room. No one mentioned aisle 19. Eddie didn't notice anything unusual about aisle 19 at first. It was just another aisle, halfway down the store near the frozen food section. It mostly held cleaning supplies, pet food, and air fresheners. But he did notice something else. No one ever seemed to stock there. Whenever they divided up aisles at the start of a shift, someone always skipped over it. "Hey, what about aisle 19?" Eddie had asked one night. Rodney just grunted, "Leave it, we'll get it later," but they never did. Sometimes Eddie would see things out of the corner of his eye when walking past it, a shadow moving when it shouldn't, or a flicker in the freezer lights. He told himself it was just lack of sleep. Night shifts mess with your head. It happened on a Thursday night just after 2:30 a.m. The store was silent except for the steady hum of the coolers and the occasional beep from the receiving bay. Eddie was restocking paper towels when he saw something. At first, he thought it was just another customer, a man in a long brown coat standing by the frozen peas. It wasn't unusual for people to sneak in during night hours, even though the front doors locked at midnight. Sometimes security forgot, or sometimes people knew the back way in. But as Eddie looked closer, something felt off. The man was completely still, too still. He wasn't looking at the shelves, wasn't shopping, wasn't moving, just staring into the freezer like he was watching something no one else could see. Eddie called out, "Sir, we're closed to customers at night. You can't be here." No response. Eddie glanced around. He was alone. No other workers in sight. "Sir?" he called again, louder this time. Still nothing. Eddie sighed. Maybe the guy was hard of hearing. Maybe he was high. Either way, Eddie knew he was going to have to deal with it. He walked over to the man, ready to tap him on the shoulder and lead him out. But as he got closer, his stomach twisted. The man's skin was gray. His hair was thin and white, hanging in greasy strands. And then, the man slowly turned his head toward Eddie. Where his eyes should have been, there were only two deep black holes. No eyelids, no whites, just endless darkness. Eddie stopped in his tracks, his breath catching in his throat. The man's mouth moved, and a voice like dead leaves rustling in the wind whispered, "They never leave." Before Eddie could react, the man was gone. Not walked away, not ran, just vanished. 1 second he was there, the next he wasn't. Like a trick of the light, like a nightmare bleeding into reality. Eddie felt ice crawl down his spine. Shaking, Eddie rushed to the security office. "You gotta check the cameras," he told Troy, who was manning the monitors. They rewound the footage from the past 5 minutes. The screen showed Eddie walking down the aisle, stopping, talking to no one, walking forward, stopping again, then bolting out of frame. No old man, no figure in a brown coat, nothing. Troy gave Eddie a weird look. "You okay, man?" Eddie didn't answer. He clocked out early and left. The next night, Eddie didn't want to go back, but he needed the job. So he showed up, even though his hands trembled as he punched in. Rodney noticed. "You saw him, didn't you?" the old man asked. Eddie froze. "Saw who?" "The man in aisle 19. Eddie's mouth went dry. "What is that thing?" Rodney sighed and leaned against a shelf. "They say he was a customer. Years ago, back when this place first opened. Got locked in one night, nobody noticed. They found him the next morning, dead in the freezer aisle. Heart attack, maybe, or fright. Nobody really knows." Eddie swallowed hard. "And now?" "Now," Rodney said, "he comes back. Just before 3 a.m., same spot, stares into the freezers like he's still looking for a way out." Eddie's voice shook. "Why didn't anybody tell me?" "Because if you don't see him, you don't think about it. And if you don't think about it, you're safe." From then on, Eddie made it a rule. Never go near aisle 19 after 2 a.m. Sometimes, though, he'd hear stories. Lisa claims she saw movement there one night, like someone slipping between shelves when no one else was around. Troy swore he heard a voice whisper his name while closing out the registers, but no one ever caught it on camera. And no one ever went looking. The managers started keeping that aisle shelves stocked during the day. Night crew was told to avoid it, but sometimes new hires wouldn't know. And if someone saw the figure and didn't leave right away, bad things happened. Like the kid from 3 towns over, came in one night for his first shift, found staring at nothing in aisle 19, unresponsive, muttering something about black eyes. Never came back after that. People in town still whisper about it. Some say if you work the night shift and see a man in a brown coat by the freezers after 2 a.m., you should leave. Leave everything. Walk out the front doors. Don't stop. Don't look back. Or you might